Good morning and welcome to 5 Minutes a Day. And today is Tuesday and we are going through the plagues. And today we are going to look at Exodus chapter 9, 1 through 7. And we're going to look on the plagues on the livestock. So go ahead and join me as I read it. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh and say to him, 'This is what the Lord, the God of Hebrews says. Let my people go so they may worship me. If you refuse to let them go and continue to hold back, the hand of the Lord will bring a terrible plague on your livestock in the field, on your horses, donkeys, camels, and on your cattle, sheep, and goats. But the Lord will make a distinction between the livestock of Israel and the Egypt, so that no animal belonging to the Israelites will die.' The Lord set a time and said, 'Tomorrow the Lord will do this in this land.' And the next day the Lord did it. All the livestock of the Egyptians died, but not one animal belonging to the Israelites died. Pharaoh investigated and found out not even one of the animals of the Israelites had died. Yet his heart was unyielding, and he would not let the people go." All right, let's look at this plague. So again, Pharaoh got a warning. And so God is showing so much here about his character. He's showing his might. He's showing his power. He's showing that he is the Lord of all lords and the gods of all gods, right? He's above the gods of the Egyptians. But he's also showing that he is a God of mercy, because he keeps giving Pharaoh chances, 10 chances that will happen. And so he gives him this warning and he gives him the opportunity to repent. But again, Pharaoh does not. And so we also see now in the rest of the plagues, we're seeing a distinction between the people of Israel. So he's protecting them from these further plagues that are happening. And so this attack of this plague was specifically on the Egyptian god of Hathor, who is thought to be a mother goddess in the form of a cow. And so cows were considered sacred and a symbol of fertility. So these cows that died were an attack on this goddess who wasn't able to protect the livestock and the cows. And so what I think is interesting here is that Pharaoh goes and he checks. He goes down to the land of Goshen and he looks around and he sees none of these cattle, none of their livestock are dead. And so that's further proof, right? We see this plague, this horrific plague. He sees the consequence of all this death. And it's harming his people, yet his heart remains hard. And then he sees further evidence of what God said, that God's people are protected, and yet he still continues his hardness of his heart. And so there's a lot of things here that are scary for us as well, right? When we continue to harden our heart against the voice of God, he's not going to protect us from the consequences of the sins of our actions. And so that's what's happening here, is that God is keep allowing these consequences to come because of Pharaoh's refusal to repent and to let God's people go. So we'll see you tomorrow as we continue through the plagues. And remember, 5 minutes a day in the Word can change your life.